Hello everybody, it's the Brick Lord here, back with another Ninjago video, and today will be the top 5 villain armies, and let's just keep in mind opinions, and these are my personal favorite armies, and it's about how much I personally like them, not necessarily how powerful they are in Ninjago, or how much screen time they had. It's just personally what I think of them, and how much I like them. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 5 pick are the Sons of Garmadon. I think this army is really cool and it's unique. The main thing that makes it unique is it's not some crazy, otherly world army. They're just basically street thugs, basically, in a way. Most of the general Sons of Garmadon. I mean, Mr. E and Ultraviolet and Kilo are a little weird. I mean, as we know, Mr. E's a robot, and Kilo and Ultraviolet are gray skin-toned. But besides them, the army is just so, I guess, closer to reality than a lot of Ninjago's armies, since they're all just regular people. But they are still a menacing army, and they're really, really cool. And yeah, I mean, they're just so unique, and that's what I like about them. Just that they're really, basically thugs. And that's menacing, and it's a nice change that I think is really, really welcomed. So that's what makes this army super interesting. And their design is also really cool. I mean, they're bikers, and so they have the chains on their legs, and they have the leather jackets and the face paint and stuff. It's all really, really cool. And I think the generals also help this army stand out, such as Kilo, Mr. E, and Ultraviolet. I think they make this army really awesome, but they are definitely the standouts, and the rest of the army is fine, but not superb. So that's why it's basically number 5 on my list, because they're still cool, but they're not the best as an army necessarily. The generals really help carry it. So they're good, definitely not perfect, but I think they're still a really, really cool army. And for me, that's why they had to be on my list at number 5. Number 4 pick is the Ghost Army. I think this army is excellent. I really, really love the design and the idea of using ghosts. And basically, in Ninjago, the ghosts were nearly invincible except to water, which I think is pretty unique as a way to defeat them. But overall, this army looks really, really cool. And I just love their designs, especially. I mean, some of them have rice-style hats, some have hoods, and I like how some have legs and some have ghost tails. And also, I mean, overall, this army just looks so cool. And the generals especially look really cool. I mean, all of the 4 ghost generals that we saw are pretty good. The only one I really don't like is Gultar, but the other 3 are super, super good. Bansha is really good. The Soul Archer is awesome. Wraith is fine. And also, speaking of the ghosts, we couldn't forget about Moro, which is just excellent. He looks awesome. And really, Moro and the generals really, really carry this army. But I think the army overall is unique, which is why I like them. But yeah, Moro and the ghost generals are just super, super excellent. But overall, yeah, this army looks incredible, and they have unique powers, and so that's why they're number 4 on my list. And now we are at number 3, but before we move on, if you could, please, please leave your list down in the comments below. I would love to hear all of your guys' thoughts. If you want to do what I did and leave your top 5 armies, that would be great. Or if you guys just want to leave a list of all of them, that's fine too. But I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. That's really awesome. But otherwise, without further ado, my number 3 pick is the Stone Army. I think this army is so, so cool. I really love the different styles of warriors in the army. There is the Stone Scout, the Stone Swordsman, and then there's the Stone Samurais. And overall, this army looks excellent, And they also are super cool because they were created from an indestructible material that the Overlord had, and he made these stone statues basically come to life and make an all-powerful army. And these guys are just so incredible, and I really like seeing them on screen. I think they're just so enjoyable, and overall, they really do look incredible. And they're also just so menacing and such a force to be reckoned with. I mean, when the ninja didn't have any elemental powers and pretty much any weapons, I mean, it was almost impossible for the ninja to get anything done to fight or stop these stone warriors. And also, the General Kozo, I think was fine. But overall, I loved also some of the humor with these stone warriors. But overall, great army, and they're also a pretty iconic one at that. And so that's why they had to make it on my list, and that's why they're at the number 3 spot. Number 2 pick are the Serpentine Army, or Armies at that. I absolutely love this army. I think the Serpentine are super, super cool, and they are Ninjago's most iconic army, and not quite first army, but probably one of the most memorable, and I think they're excellent. I really love how it's a lot of different snakes, because there's the 4 different tribes of snakes. There's the Hypnobride, the Venomari, the Fangpire, and the Constricti. And I love how each army has unique abilities and a unique design. I think they just look absolutely incredible. And also the generals are so cool. I mean, Scales looks great. Acidicus is great. Scalador and Fangdom are awesome as well. And I really just do love them. Also, Pythor, I guess, was the main leader of the Serpentine Army as well. But then Scales took over. But overall, the Serpentine are just so cool. And I love that they look unique, are unique, and they have also unique abilities. I mean, like I said, the Hypnobride can hypnotize, the Venomari have venom, Fangpire turn you into snakes and stuff. Really cool army. Number 1 pick are the Ninjroids. I absolutely love this army, and now it might feel cliche that I chose this army. As you guys know, Season 3 is my favorite season, but I still think, even if Season 3 wasn't my absolute favorite season, I still think the Ninjroids would be one of my favorite armies, if not still my favorite. I think this army is so, so incredible. It's the second army that the Overlord designed, and the Ninjroids were based off of Zane and then modified to supposedly be stronger, faster, and tougher, and more futuristic. And these Ninjroids are so cool. I love how menacing and tough they were, and how the ninjas had a hard time dealing with them for quite a while, and how they also were just so, so menacing. And they also brutally attacked Zane, and that gave more motive for Zane during this season. Overall, I mean, the Ninjroids were incredible, they looked incredible, and they also were some of the only Ninjago villains that are able to take flight. And also, my goodness, was General Cryptor pretty menacing. I know some people don't like General Cryptor, but I think he was awesome and was a great military leader for the Ninjroids. So overall, that's why they had to be number 1. And before I leave you guys, I do want to have some honorable mentions. As you guys know, I usually do them before number 1, but I decided to do a little twist and throw them here at the end of the video. As you guys know, it was top 5 armies, so obviously a number of armies were left off the list. I do want to give credit to some armies that were good. They just weren't quite good enough to make my list, and so that's why I'm doing this. There will be 3 honorable mentions, and the first one is the Red Visor Army from Prime Empire. The next army is the Blizzard Samurai from Season 11. And the last is the Sky Pirates from Season 6. I think all of these armies are really good. They just weren't quite good enough to make my list. And so that's why I have them here. They're good, but they're not perfect, and that's why they're my honorable mentions. And that now concludes my top 5 villain armies video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you could, please, once again, leave your list in the comments below. If you want to do top 5, top 3, or all of them, that's perfectly okay. But otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And with running out of things to say, if you could, please like and subscribe. That would be much appreciated. And otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. So, bye!